Hey everybody, it's Dr. Todd Dewett, and I have a story I'd like to share with you. I've been going through some things lately, and it's been really hard, and it's getting better, slowly but surely. Now, the more I thought about that, at first I thought, keep this to yourself. But eventually, in the education world I'm in, speaking, writing, and so on, I always try to use almost everything that happens as a learning moment, first for me, and then if I'm lucky, for you as well. So here's what I've been going through, and keep in mind, I am well aware that all of you have serious challenges in your life, and I respect that, and that's why I'm sharing how I'm trying to process, deal with, and move forward with the stuff I've been going through. So this is a story about perseverance, processing grief, getting past loss, dealing with crazy, unexpected change, and I found a more positive, productive way to deal with what has hit me recently, and I think maybe you'll like it as well. Here's my story. Some 9 months ago, I got an illness, a respiratory illness. It was a little bit of a mystery to the doctors, and if you haven't been around the medical community for a while, that's common. It's a lot of good people doing educated guesswork in white coats. Sometimes that's just the truth. Well, we got rid of the infection, that's good. I'm not having any trouble breathing, that's great. But what we have left behind is this spasmodic kind of cough that I can't stop doing. You've already heard a couple times. And a voice that sounds nothing, nothing like my normal voice. If you've ever followed me before, you know out there it's easy to find a ton of video of me running my mouth. And I love doing that. And I haven't been doing it lately. I've canceled speaking gigs and all kinds of things because I sound like this and I'm coughing. So here it is, world. This is what I sound like, and this is what I'm dealing with. I think it's going to change back, but I don't know. So that happened, and I'm processing that. And just that alone, frankly, in my world is significant. But then something far worse happened. My wife, Cheryl, died. We've been together for over a decade, and she's been dealing with cancer for a large part of that. A very successful fighter through many rounds of chemo. And, well, it eventually got her, and if you've ever been through that type of loss, and I know many of you have, it's very, very difficult. And I was a blur, I was a mess for weeks. I did not know how to productively start processing that grief and maybe moving forward and becoming human again, becoming a professional again. So that happened, I'm working on it. And a few weeks later, maybe 2, I lost Haley, my granddaughter. She moved back to Ohio. She had been with us in Texas for a couple of years for high school, which was really great. We got quite close. And after her grandmother / favorite person in the world passed, she saw fit and her parents agreed that she was going back to Ohio. And her parents, her extended family, her friends, everyone's excited, and I'm excited for her too. I just miss her so much, it's hard to put into words. Then a couple of weeks later, we took my youngest son to the University of Texas, Austin, UT Austin, to start college. So what feels like a massive amount of change, what feels like a very, very short period of a few weeks happened. Boom, I'm a widower and an empty nester who sounds like this. What do you do with that? Well, I was mad and angry and confused and lost in a haze for a few weeks. I think you can probably relate. And then I realized, thankfully, I've got to start looking at how I'm thinking, feeling, and behaving. Looking at it, self-awareness. And ask myself, can I do this better? Can I do it differently? How can I step forward out of the fog a little faster? And I realized something. Number one, I'm not alone. I've got good people helping me. You're not alone. You've got good people around you. I think most of you do, and I certainly hope that's the case. What I realized when I got a little more introspective about what I was going through, instead of just let it feel horrible, was that I could think more productively through this fog. Now, if any of you have followed me, then you know for the last couple of years I've had a morning routine, very simple morning mantra. I've had this morning routine that struck me because it's so simple and so useful. What I decided to do, and I'll forget the origin story about why I decided to do this, but what I decided to do was to wake up every morning, if I was lucky enough to open my eyes, and say out loud to the universe, thank you. And you got to mean it. You've got to mean it. I say thank you because I got a new day. I have yet again another opportunity to get something right, to go be productive, to go help someone. maybe even to have a little fun. And I take that as something worth praising, feeling some gratitude for it. So I say thank you. I do that before I put 2 feet in the floor and get up so that I can have the right mindset. Glass half full. Let's go. The right mindset for the day. Simple, but for me, it's been kind of powerful. And so I've shared that a few times in writing and talks and so on. Now all these things are happening. I'm somehow sick and altered. My wife passed. My granddaughter left. My son's at college. There's more, actually. I'm just giving you the big ones. These things all happened, and I started thinking, finally, about how I was experiencing these stresses. And I realized that maybe my morning mantra should be re-examined. Could it be changed or improved, lengthened to meet the needs of where I am right now? And I wasn't sure what that would look like, and I just let it marinate for a day or two. And then it hit me. If you do anything creative, you know when you get that moment of clarity and you go, wow, it was, I couldn't see it, now I do. I've got my new morning routine mantra that I use, and it's kind of become magical for me, to be honest. And I'm going to tell you the words, and then I'm going to talk about each one just a little bit. And I hope that you'll think about how these might work for you, or which other words, ideas, phrases might work for you. Eyes open, before my feet go on the ground, I say thank you. And then I remember these words: purpose, perspective, and gratitude. Thank you is the beginning. I've talked about that. You got to start there to frame the way you're looking at the day. And then, well, what's in that day? That's where these new words come into play. What's purpose? What's perspective? What is gratitude? Why do they matter so much to me and maybe you? Well, let's start with purpose. We need a reason to get going every day, a reason to care, a reason to follow through, a reason to be tough in the face of obstacles, a reason that drives us. Purpose. I have purpose. I'm an educator, and I am a good one. I've been doing forms of education, whether it's public speaking or being in a classroom as a professor, making courses online, a lot of different ways for a lot of years, and I love it and I'm good at it. And I know I am because people tell me. I hear from people all around the world who read this or watched that, and they say, that was useful. Hey, thanks. And I can't possibly tell you how great it feels to have people consume kind of what you do as an educator. And then they look at you and they go, thanks, that was really helpful. That was great. It's unbelievable. It's like an honor for me to be an educator and make a good living doing it. It's crazy. So I remember that purpose. I'm an educator. I have not yet finished educating. So let's go. That's the first idea, and it's a wonderful reminder. After that comes perspective. Perspective is really important because challenges come and go, but you're never free of them for long. And so that means how you choose to think about them matters a great deal. And yes, most things in life are a choice. How you choose to view a situation, a person, an object is up to you. It's up to you, the choice. You can look at a thing from many different angles, some more negative, some more positive. I'm here to tell you that the common sense and the science line up on this one. If you choose positive perspectives, you're going to interact with that thing more productively, more successfully, on average, over time. That's a great finding. That's free good stuff I'm happy to give you. I do like to tell people, though, when I talk about perspective, I am not trying to delude you or have you delude yourself. Delusion is about disavowing a reality, frankly. Perspective is about seeing it in a particular way that is optimized for you to maybe move forward instead of feel a huge burden. It's a way of saying, I can see opportunity through this, not just, oh, that's heavy, that's too much, I can't do this. Glass half full, silver lining, call it what you want. Actively find and choose a positive perspective. And with all the things I told you I'm going through, I am getting better at articulating some silver linings that are starting to help me. And that's amazing. Now, none of these are magic bullets, magic spells. No, these are ideas that, when embraced honestly and really authentically, help. And that's a beautiful thing. They don't always work as well as they do at other times, but if you start practicing regularly, you might be surprised the mental clarity and motivational bump that you tend to feel. It starts with thank you, it goes to purpose, then perspective, and finally, for me, this is a closer. I start with thank you, which is a form of gratitude. But I gotta tell you, it's such an important, fun topic that I had to give it its own category in this little morning routine, this mantra, if you will. So, what do I mean by gratitude? I mean that you have to actively build the habit of remembering that you do have multiple things for which you should be grateful. Now, I know that life can be a lot at times. I'm not naive at all. In fact, I'm sharing this talk because I'm going through some ugly stuff right now too. But we get stressed, we complain, we say negative things, we think negative, unproductive things about ourselves and others. It's too easy to indulge that every day. And one of the downsides of doing that is that we forget to take a moment, and it only takes a few moments to remember what we have that we should be grateful for. Maybe you've got great relationships in your life. Be grateful for that. Decent shelter, be grateful. Occasionally a great meal, be very grateful. I have many things, even though this is the weirdest time I've ever been through, by far. I still have several things worth being so grateful for. I'm grateful, absolutely grateful for my children. I am grateful for the house I live in. I'm grateful that I'm still earning money helping people. I'm grateful for that dog right over there. My dog's name is Rachel. Rachel is a mini golden doodle. And she has helped me in a therapeutic sense like you can't imagine in the last few weeks. I'm grateful for her. I just used maybe a minute and feel better, no joke, just because I articulated those things. You can too. And I imagine how powerful they are if you use them first thing in the morning. Again, these are not magic spells. That's okay. These are simple, useful choices about how to frame ideas and use ideas that can take you from whatever point you're at to several steps forward. My goal is to learn and grow through all of these difficult things. My goal is to be better prepared for the next time weird things happen because of what I learned and the habits that I built this time. Now, for you, I don't know what the words might be. You can use mine, try it on, see how it fits. You can mess with some of the words, pull this one out, add this one, or make up one that really fits your needs, your likes, your interests, your values. That's up to you. Just don't wake up every day and allow your mentality to just randomly happen, maybe good, maybe negative. Don't do that. Give yourself much better odds of starting the day clear and thoughtful and motivated by choosing that mindset. And the way I have become successful choosing the right mindset when my eyes open before those feet go on the floor is to remember to say thank you, and then to remember to think about purpose, perspective, and gratitude. It is helping me, and I hope you can find a version that will help you as well. Take care.